step like Martin, turning up, let the rhythm flow. Our channels are trained and we're ready to go. Rock the subscribe button, don't hesitate. Join our crew, it's never too late. Thumbs up, hearts racing, comments ablaze. We're building a community that forever stays. Rolling thunder, crushing plains, reaching winds for telling gains. Crystal weight in the lands afar, with every time we raise the bar. Sarah stands tall, eyes on the track, guiding our journey, never looking back. Silver shade, hands on the throttle, we ride the creation full throttle. Rock the subscribe button, don't hesitate. Join our crew, it's never too late. Thumbs up, hearts racing, comments ablaze. We're building a community that forever stays.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Silver Shade here, back in Satisfactory. That's right. We're back on the planet I call Planet Flatulence, the planet full of gas. Today we're going to be doing more of the Ficsmas Factory. Well, I think actually maybe more of a lazy day today, since it is still kind of a holiday weekend a little bit. Even though, you know, for most of us, you know, the holiday was yesterday, you know, for Christmas. But it still kind of feels like a little bit of a holiday season still. So I think we're going to kind of take it easy today. Might not go to full 4 hours today, especially since the rain's supposed to be coming in today, and I may have to pick Sarah up from work. So I figured today might only be a couple hours today. And this will probably be the last day I'm going to do the Ficsmas Factory stuff. Even though Ficsmas runs till the 18th of this month. Yeah, actually the 18th of January. But since they didn't make a lot of changes, there's really not a lot to do, and it's hard to really figure out design elements when, you know, especially if I have to redo more of the factory next year. So I think I think we're just gonna kind of take it easy today. Maybe take a little tour. I have started kind of thinking of some ideas, other parts nearby the near the Ficsmas Factory. It is a mini factory that does feed the Ficsmas Factory. But we'll get started here. We're gonna finish off the Ficsmas calendar. So we left off on the 19th. Now this what you'd think would be confusing. You think, oh, here's 20 here, but also, you know, 20 is like hiding over here. Now vertical probably can't see it, but the 20 is off the screen. And I think the vertical can see 2025, but they can't see the 20 over here on the left side. So we're gonna open that up. Oh, I got a bunch of screws. Lovely. You can say we got screwed. Ba-dum-bum. All right, so that was 20. We got 21. Oh, I got snowballs. Yeah, snowballs that we could throw. All right, so that was 21. Here's 22. Uh-oh, what that is. Oh, nuke obelisk. Oh, okay. It's basically it's probably I think it's much stronger than a regular obelisk. We may go check that out today. We might go to an area and go blow some stuff up. We'll see. We'll see. So that was 22. Let's see, we've got to get, where's 23? I can use the hint if I need it. Let's see. I know there's 24 there. That might be 25. Oh, here's 23 right there. This. Oh, pulse novel creates a powerful shockwaves of regular. Oh, interesting. Maybe we need to go check. Yeah, well, I got one of them, but that'd be kind of interesting to try. And then that was 23. There's my 24. Fresh factory trinket. And let's see, this should be 25. It is. Ah, fireworks. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, so that's the Ficsmas calendar. Yeah, up to 25. I know it's because you could do it every day, but because of the fact I was only going here like once a week, I figured we can open up multiple. But yeah, but if you want to, you could always open up every day during the Ficsmas event. Starting on the 1st to the 25th. As you can see, you can still open them after the first 25 days. And it wasn't really that much of a benefit to me because since they haven't made any changes, I'd done all the research already, so it didn't matter. But if you haven't done the research, I would suggest opening up every day and then get a jump on the research so you can start really getting your factories in place. All right. I am curious about some of these novelists that we've got. Just trying to think, where's a good place to go? Yeah, in the last stream with Icarus's help, we came up with this kind of a design for here to kind of help start slowly tying the two the main headquarters. This is kind of a little mini factory for Caterium, and the Ficsmas Factory right here. So we did start coming up with a basic design here. So I kind of like it. I mean, obviously there's more than I'd have to do. Oh, hey, Sarah. Welcome on in. Glad you could make it. So, yeah, we'll have to see. And my apologies. It's kind of lagging here a little bit. It's possible because there's a lot of stuff in here that my machine just doesn't like it. So that's the drawback of having too much stuff in one area. It's possible what I may have to do is, depending on what they do for Ficsmas next year, I may have to maybe split the factories up a bit. So this may get ripped out. I don't know yet. Like I said, it just depends on what they do. Just depends on what they do. All right, so what I want to do is, I think I'm going to go back to the main HQ, and I want to try these novelists out that we just got for the Ficsmas. So I'm curious. I don't want to set the nuke off here because especially if there's radiation. I want to keep this area radiation free. You might have noticed some interesting things right there. Yeah, we'll get to that. Matter of fact, before we end stream, we may be working on a little bit of that today. Not a whole lot, but we might. Because that way it gets me away from this laggy stuff. I may have to kick the graphics settings down again. We'll see. We're gonna go, where's my emergency power site? Here it is. Emergency power building. This is it. Because there's a lot of stuff to blow up out here. Especially if you've never seen this building before. This is the 6th floor, by the way. There's like total of 10 floors. 2 of them are observation floors. So basically you got 8 floors of batteries. And that's good to help in case something goes wrong it gives me early warning for trying to fix my power grid. So that's always very useful. All right. I don't want to go too far from here. All right, this should be good. Just get my power back. All right, there we go. All right, let's get my. There's obelisk. Okay, I want the. Let's start with the pulse. I'm curious what the pulse will do. Okay, kind of a pulse is to knock things down. All right. Oops. All right. So that's the pulse. I want the nuke. Give me the nuke. There it is. And whoa! Holy cow! That's a nuke. Dang. And oh yeah, it does radiate the area. But I think it's slowly tapering off. Yeah. So it's just going to take time for it to kind of clear the area, it looks like. Yep, right there. It's all gone. So that looks like that's a drawback to using those nukes. Put that away. Okay. Did that. Just clean this up. I don't need this anymore. This is so cool. They've added this in order to remove these crash sites. Before we couldn't get rid of them. Now we can. We can dismantle them now. It's awesome. All right. So yeah, that's basically what those two do. I kind of like the pulse one over the nuke one because I never was a big fan of nuke. Nuclear power anyway. The radiation, never was a big fan. So yeah, for those that have never been seen this world, this is basically this area here where I'm going to be putting Sarah's office and my office. Reason why I haven't done a whole lot with it is one, there's no real furniture, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It might be just they both be kind of like empty rooms, so. For now, they're just gonna stay like that for now until I can figure something out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, as I was gonna say, here is what I started working on. I was thinking of making like a small like tunnel. Now, I don't know if I want to keep it this big. The reason why the tunnel is to encompass some of this. Now, I might bring it down a little bit so it's not so high, but I don't know. See, because especially since this is so high here, I just don't know what I want to do. Because, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, taking this kind of making a roof out of it. I just haven't decided what I want to do. I mean, it's pretty tall. I mean, it almost gets right to here. So I may take, yeah, probably would be wise to take it down a little bit so that if I do, depending on how I do it, it won't cover all these details. So yeah, that's what I might do. I might take it down to maybe here. I haven't fully decided on that yet. But I was also experimenting with putting some pillars in, like right here. So I would kind of do something like that in. And of course I want to make the pillars look a little nicer too. Because right now they look kind of bland. You know, I could do kind of something similar to what I did over at the Ficsmas Factory over there. Make the pillars look nicer. But I mean, overall, even that looks better than what it was. Go right there. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of figuring on, some kind of design for here. You know, get some lights, shine some lights down here. So this is what I would do in here for the train station down here, is putting lights in here. I was even, you know, kind of experimenting here. You know, kind of like that. Let me go this way, a little easier so I don't have to get into that light hole. Figures the train would come through just as I'm doing this. Oh, figures a couple trains would come through while I'm doing this. But there we go. See, I like that. That's cool. It shines lights up under the trains. That's really cool. I won't probably do that all the way. Because I do have like street lights on some of them, but I could see, like, if I take the tunnel, you know, depends on where I end the tunnel at. It might even be like to right here before this signal. Excuse me. Been a long couple of days. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking of doing that, and then I was also thinking of doing something like this. You know, taking this here, I'll turn it on. It's a little here easier to see, and just go like that. Let me go to about. You know, I think I'm gonna do it about there for now. There, it's now okay. All right, I think I can do something. Hold on. It's probably because I can't do it here. It may have to be set as a moderator. Because that's sometimes what you have to do with bots. You have to set them as moderators. So that may be what's happening. Why it's blocking Caster Labs, I have no idea. Caster Labs ain't doing any, isn't cursing or swearing or anything. Sounds just like YouTube is kind of being funny today. Oh, hi, Marlon. Welcome on in. Glad you could make it. Doing a little, taking it easy today. Working on a little bit of the factory, you know, Ficsmas Factory parts today. This, even though this is not actually part of the Ficsmas Factory, it does deliver parts to the Ficsmas Factory. So we're just kind of taking it easy today. Just relaxing. You know, experimenting with designs. Looks good. You know, I figured working on a design here. I did some of this. I did off stream, kind of playing with a little bit. I kind of like how it's coming out. Obviously, this is not going to stay. This is going to shrink. But this I like. This I'm kind of liking this layout right here. It adds more light, but it also gives it a makes it, I think, look a lot better. Thank you. Right, I can tell. There we go. Yeah, that looks better, but all right. Well, I'm not going to worry about that right now because I don't know where this tunnel is going to end. And hey, I'm talking here. Trains like to get a little pushy. We just put these in real quick. But yeah, I like how it looks kind of like railroad tracks, how I did this design here. It looks really cool. And I created these one pieces to kind of make it kind of curve so it looks still like a railroad track. Yeah, I just figured, you know, just today, just kind of take it easy. Probably won't do the full 4 hours today because earlier, like I said, I had to probably pick Sarah up from work, and so I figured we just kind of putz around a little bit, tour around a little bit, experiment with ideas a little bit. Probably I'll go maybe an hour or two today, especially since it's kind of the week, yeah, still kind of like the holiday weekend, so, or at least it's still part of the holiday, even though it's not. It still feels like it. And especially since there's not a lot I can do. Since they didn't do much change. They didn't really do any changes to Ficsmas. So I don't want to do a whole lot over there and have to rip it all out. But most likely this one is not going anywhere. But I do like how this looks. So I think I overlapped something somewhere. I did. Right there. We'll fix that. Yep. That was a little overlapped. Now, one thing I am planning on doing, normally on Sundays, we don't live stream. But because of the fact that I had to cancel my live stream yesterday, well, I canceled because it was a holiday. And because of the fact that I'm also kind of cutting this one short, I'm probably going to do a live stream Sunday, this coming Sunday. I don't know what yet. I'm still thinking about that. I mean, I could do Fortnite. I mean, I could do Outer Worlds 2. Or I might do one of the other games I'm thinking about purchasing. during the Steam's winter sale. I do have a couple of games on. I've got a budget for a couple of games. The Crust looks really good. I've played I think the demo for that. I like that one. Definitely getting The Last Caretaker. I like The Last Caretaker. If you haven't heard of The Last Caretaker, it's like an open world kind of survival, but it does have factory automation. It does have some a little bit of factory automation. You got to produce parts and things like that. Produce things so you can launch humans into space. Human babies into space to keep the human population from going basically extinct. So it's interesting take on it. It's really cool. You basically play like a robot. And I did play the demo on that. Yeah, it does sound really cool. Yeah, I have played the demo on it. It's really cool. If you haven't played, if the demo is still available, you might check it out on Steam. You've got I think it's only on PC. So if you got a PC and you got Steam, check that out if the demo is available. I'm also looking at possibly Captain of Industry, another that one looked interesting because I like trains, if you couldn't tell. I like trains. So I'm thinking of looking at Captain of Industry because they did add trains into it. I've seen now, I've been keeping an eye on that one too for a while, and they've added trains into it. Oh, the Captain of Industry. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about picking that one up. I did get for another one. I did get a recommendation for Vulcanoids. I have heard that one before, but I'm kind of torn since I only have so much my budget. There's another one I'm looking at that I actually have owned before. It was Surviving Mars, but they did the Surviving Mars relaunch, and so I'm kind of torn if I want to pick up the relaunch. In a way, for me, if I get just the standard version, for me, it's actually beneficial because it comes with all the DLCs, and there was like 2 DLCs that I didn't get with it, at least 2 that I'm aware of, that I really wanted. There were 2 that I wanted that I didn't have. And before they made because now I don't think I can get those DSLs at all anymore. Yeah, I don't think you can even buy the previous version anymore. But before the new version came out, it looked to me like it was probably a good deal because of the price of both those DLCs combined. So yeah, so I'm looking at the Surviving Mars relaunch. So I'm going back and forth between Vulcanoids or the Surviving Mars relaunch. I keep going back and forth. But someone on one of our subscribers did suggest looking at Vulcanoids and doing content on it. So I may consider that, possibly grabbing that because it does look interesting. It looks very similar to, or in the similar area of like Heat Death Survival Train that I sometimes play. That's in early access right now. Basically, you build the train, and you have to survive in the open world. And this, from what I can see, is kind of like the same thing. Where you got your like, it's kind of like a vehicle that can go underground to protect from volcano eruptions. So yeah, it's kind of, I think, kind of similar to that. There is one that's not there is another game that's coming out January 6th, and that's kind of why I'm gonna probably put this Satisfactory on hold for a little while. I'm still gonna probably play it, but probably not on stream or anything. I will bring it back though, especially when 1.2 comes out. When that's going to be, I don't know. But there's other games coming out that are similar to Satisfactory. There's a game coming out January 6th called Star Rupture. It's got a lot of factory automation elements in it, but it's also open world exploration and survival. And what's so cool about that is there's a mechanic in it that every 30 minutes, the star ruptures and you have to get to safety. Now, when it ruptures, you don't get a lot of time to get to safety. We figured it out. You got roughly 2 minutes to get to safety. And so that adds into the into the strategy of exploring, because it's very easy to kind of get caught up exploring and losing track of time, and all of a sudden you get the warning that the sun's about to rupture. So it's really cool. There were 2 play tests for it. They had a single player and then the multiplayer. I've played both of them. Had a blast, especially the multiplayer. Everyone that I've played, that I collabed with, loved it. And I think most of the content creators that I know are going to be picking that up. So I know I'm definitely picking it up because I really liked it. So that one's not in the budget, so that's going to be separate. So that still getting that no matter what. So yeah, that's kind of the why I'm going to be putting Satisfactory on hold. But I said I will bring it back from time to time, especially I'm still probably going to play it offline, and that way I can show people kind of what I'm working on. Especially when 1.2 comes out, kind of showcase some of the new stuff that comes out. So, it's not going to be completely gone, but it's good to take a break from a game for a while, especially with a game like this, where I've got, in just this world alone, I think I figured it out. It's like over almost 800 hours in this world alone. So yeah, sometimes it's good to kind of take a little break. But yeah, I mean, as to this design, I like how this is looking. I'll probably have to do something like this up to this point too. I'm also a YouTuber. I just started. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Welcome to the world of content creation. Some tips to know is that this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see instant gratification. Like if you don't see the results you're looking for. You're welcome. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's the big thing I can suggest, being aware of that. Don't get discouraged just because if you post a video and it completely flops. I've had many of my videos flop, and then all of a sudden, maybe several months down the road, all of a sudden start picking up speed again. So, it just varies. So, just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You're not gonna get that instant gratification. Even though a lot of us, even myself, we want that, but in this, you're not gonna get that. Now, sometimes the video you put up, you might get that, but just be aware that not every video or short or live stream you do is gonna resonate. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And the other thing that I also suggest too is, don't play a game just to make content. And what do I mean by that? It's like, well, you play Satisfactory for content. Yes, I do, but I also like the game. So play games that you like, and it will show in your content. So far, you've only posted shorts, and that's okay. If you're only going to do short content, that's perfectly fine. But the one thing you want to do is any games that you do play, if you decide to live stream or get into long form, is play games you like, because it comes across in even if you're only faceless, it comes across in your voice, in your tone. People pick up on it. They can hear when you're enjoying something. You can also tell when you don't enjoy something. They can tell when you're frustrated at something. So and when you got like a face cam like I do, they can see your facial expressions. They can see, no matter how hard you try to hide it, people can still see right through it. So play games that you really enjoy. But try to keep it, if you have to create more than one channel, that's fine. But I would suggest focusing on just one channel for a while, get it going, get it to a point where it's like, okay, I think I can now focus on maybe another channel for a different type of content. Now, what I mean by that What I mean is, my wife Sarah also is creates content on this channel, and when we first started out, we had cozy content mixed in with all the other stuff, and so we decided that it wasn't quite, because it was kind of different, even though it looked like it kind of would fit. We felt it was better to split the cozy stuff off onto its own channel. And so that's what we did. So this one is mostly like open world survival, maybe some first person shooter games. Yep, see right there, Sarah agrees. Yep. And so then her cozy channel, that's all cozy. That's like grow a garden, you know, like the other types of cozy games, stuff that might not quite fit so well here on this channel. And by doing that, now both channels are kind of are more focused, and that helps when the channel's a little bit more focused. It's okay for the channel to change direction, but I would do it slowly and don't do drastic changes, because I've seen some channels that do drastic changes and they hurt the channel for a while. I'm not saying they will never bounce back, but it does hurt the channel and it takes time for it to recover. So the best thing I can do is suggest is, if you're gonna change content midstream, do it slowly. Start rolling out the new stuff and phasing out the other slowly. You know, make it a slow change so that doesn't hurt the channel as much. That's one of the things that I found. Also, another good tip is interacting with your audience if you do live streams. People love it when you interact with them. I've seen complaints from some of our audience members that they visit other content creators and they don't interact with them. So, I mean, that's their own style, that content creator style. I respect that. But I personally find that it seems to help when the content creator interacts with the audience members, because it makes the audience feel like they're part of the content, you know, and they're more willing to interact and stick around and come back to watch more content. So that's one thing. Now, it's something you'll have to play around with, because you find that may not work best for you. Everybody has their own style and how they want to make content. Best thing to do is find what works best for you. That's some of the best tips I can give you. All right, so yeah, I kind of like, this looks good. I like this. I really do. That looks really good. Yeah, the lights. The only reason why this dips down is because of the fact that when I did this, this wasn't raised up, and it was too much of a hassle to raise it up. So I had to just kind of cheese it a little bit. For the most part, most people are never going to see it, as long as I'm not too close up. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right, so I just got to figure out. See, this is the hard part right here. This is the tough part, trying to figure out how to do certain things. So yeah, if I were to put the entrance up to here, so let's take. That right there. Look at that. That right there. Yeah. All right. there. Three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Much, I don't think. Excuse me. All right, let's see that right there. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. That off of there. There. All right, there we go. All right, so that's kind of our entrance right there. Trains being butts today. All right, so let's get some more lights. Actually, when I say lights, I say actually signs. Because you can turn signs into lights. Not going to be... We need... You know what? I'm going to use the 4. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. There we go. That finishes off nicely. And then let's go with... Let me take this off for a second. I'm wondering if the 3, because I put that there, would the 3 work better? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think the... you know what? I think the 4 would still work better. And just do this. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could take that and I could cut those lines out, make it look like they're all solid. But I kind of like having the dotted line, the lines there. I kind of like that. All right, so now what we got to do is need to figure out the wall situation. So I think we're going to do... Oh, hey, Caitlin, welcome on in. Glad you could make it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take these, put that right there, and then... Where are you going down? Why is it doing that? Tell you what, let's do it like this. Wow. Wow. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about yourself, Caitlin? Did you have a good couple days? It was okay. It was all right. Christmas this year is a little rough for me this year. I like Christmas, but you're doing good. That is also good. Good. Yeah, I like Christmas. I love Christmas, but this year was rather tough for me. Okay, there we go. The reason why I'm putting these walls in the middle is because then this gives me a room for design work to kind of, so it doesn't, gives me some texture, some depth. Oh, hi, Scott. Welcome on in. This is a fun game. Yeah, this is a fun game. Same to you. Yep. Just working on some Ficsmas, some designs here. I think it will be better next year. I really do. The reason why most people, some people already know this, but those that don't, I lost my dad a couple of months ago, so it's been rough. I never understood why, some people don't want to celebrate the holidays after losing a loved one. Now I do understand. So, all right, Marlon, thanks for coming on in. Appreciate you stopping in, and good luck with your channel. But I think it will be better next year. It's just going to take time. My mom kind of feels the same way this year. She just couldn't wait for the holidays to be over. And I can understand that. Yeah, I understand how she feels. You're welcome, Marlon. All right, so now I'm just debating. Let me just see how tall the train. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. All right. Oh, I know I'll get better. I'll get better. I have my moments. There are days when I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It's Christmas. But then there are days when I'm like, let's see. Is this the game where you have Sarah and you and Sarah? Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. That building right there. That I have the space dedicated for our offices right there. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna, go the full 4 hours today. Today I'm just kind of putzing around. How did the fireworks do? Well, I'll show you. I'm kind of curious myself of how they're doing. Oh yeah, I finished it. Yeah, I'll show you. I think what helped was the fact that I did some of the pre-belt work already. That saved a lot of time. Yeah, see right here, this looks like these are the sparkly. Oh, that's full. Wow, cool. Now, this one's not. These are the sweet fireworks. This is I think these are the fancy ones. Yep, these are the fancy fireworks. Yeah, so I got it all finished, and I don't think that one was full, was it? No, not full, not yet. Also getting another tour while you run through your factory looking for it. Looking for it. But that's okay. I don't mind doing a little bit of a tour today. Like I said, I'm kind of taking it easy because it's still kind of technically the holiday. And there's not really a lot. I'm not going to run the whole belt. All these belts run all the way through. I'm not going to run all the way through. I'll go a different way. I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably not going to be a full stream today. Yeah, see, it's lagging a little bit. Here we go. Today, I'm just kind of messing around and was working on, it's not quite part of the Ficsmas Factory, but it is. It supplies items to the Ficsmas Factory. So I was working on that little iron factory right there. It's not fully Ficsmas related, but it does provide items for it. So what I'm kind of working on. And this area here is just getting really laggy. That's kind of the reason why I'm kind of avoiding it a little bit. It seemed fine the other day, and then all of a sudden it just started lagging. Now it might be fine once I shut it off. So yeah, but now it seems to be clearing up a little bit because there's a lot in that area. What are what, these? How about trucks? What trucks? You mean those things on the rails? Those are trains. But there are trucks in the game though. Oh, this whole area is lagging. This Ficsmas area, because there's so many items here. Yeah, because it happens the more you build. Yellow ones. Down here. I mean, those are the trains. Well, the save complete, auto save that time. But yeah, I don't remember what it was. Those ones behind you. These? Okay, these are basically, they're constructors. These here are making, in this section here, they're making snow. And I could actually change the color if I want to. So since it's snow, let's go with, yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, it's very cool. Thank you. Well, yeah, you just change the color. Obviously, I'm not. Eventually, I have to change all that. But yeah, so as you can just see, just by doing that, it really kind of changes the look of the area. I'm gonna go to bed now, but I'll probably be checking in a few times if I can't sleep. All right, no problem, Caitlin. No problem. Like I said, I probably will be cutting it early today. Maybe, let's see, it's 1 now. Maybe by 2, possibly. Like I said, it's not gonna be a full stream today, because one, the storms are gonna be moving back in again today, and I'm gonna have to probably pick up Sarah from work. So I'd have to cut the stream short anyway. But I do plan on making it up. Well, because I had to cancel on Thursday because of the holiday. So I'm probably gonna be streaming Sunday. I'm still trying to figure out what. Might be Fortnite. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. Or it might be one of the new games I'm looking at purchasing here for the winter sale. Is it just me or I love it when it storms? It depends. I kind of, when it storms, I kind of like it a little bit. Part of me hates it, but part of me likes it. The homeowner in me hates it because it could cause all kinds of damage and money wise to repair things. But from atmosphere type, I kind of like hearing the noise. I like hearing the wind and the rain. So part of me hates it, part of me likes it. So yeah, and I hate it when when it flood. Here it can flood, knock down trees. Yeah, we don't get any snow here. Same, it sounds so good. Yeah, I like the sounds, I really do. But When it rains, windows can leak. The winds could be so strong, knock down fences. Oh, that kind of storm. Yeah, we get a lot of rainstorms here. We don't get snow here. We get more rain and maybe possible tornadoes warnings. We've had tornadoes touch down in the past. One of the offices at work had the roof cave in from the rain. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty spendy repair. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, before you got to go, here's all the firework production right here. So this is making, I have to drill down to see what it is, but this is the one of the fireworks. There's the other type. And then right there in the back is the third type right back there. So yeah, I didn't go too crazy because I know that I'm not going to be using a lot of fireworks. So I didn't really make a whole lot. Yeah, that's going to be rough. That's going to be very rough. Where I live in, at a typhoon, I don't know if it's how you spell it, but metal things were flying around and hit my neighbor's car. Yeah, we've never really had a typhoon, but the closest that I would say that we've had is with the extremely high winds and possibly tornadoes, which can be extremely disruptive. So, never been in a typhoon, heard of them, and I know they are pretty destructive. So, while we never had one here as far as I know, but we've had extremely high winds which can cause trees to get knocked down. Metal could cause flying objects like metal to go flying and stuff like that. So, and we've had tornadoes which can, that can cause stuff like damage too. So I get where you're coming from with that, and yeah, it's pretty nasty overall. But I gotta say, when it comes to the factory part, I like how this had this turned out. I really like this part. This is really cool. I like how I did that. I may have to expand on a little bit. The power was off for like a month. Ouch! Yeah, we never had the power off that long, but one year, as a matter of fact, it was it no, it wasn't the start of this year. Or was it? No, it might have been last year. Might have been last year. We had the power go off around, it was actually New Year's. And it was off for probably a good 10 hours or so. Yeah, I mean, wow, I mean, just still, whew, yeah, power out for a month, yeah. Box of noodles, yeah, I'd imagine you'd be living on box of noodles with very, very little, with no power. Yeah, that's horrible. But yeah, I'm liking how this is turning out. So I need to get rid of that. Looked awful because it wasn't quite centered. Well, this whole thing didn't come in centered. The worst part was trying to shower. It was so bad. Yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine. All right, Caitlin, thanks for coming in. And good night. And we appreciate it when you do come in. Sorry, I had to get a drink. All right. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. Maybe something with foundations, maybe? I'm not sure. Would be interesting if I could put them upside down, but I don't think I can. The most I can do is that. Let's see, where is... There's that. Yeah, okay, maybe something like that. Yeah, maybe something like that, because then I can put... Let's see, where's the trains at? Do have a little bit of breathing room. I'm wondering if I should drop this down. Good night, Caitlin. Thanks for coming in. Let me take that off for a second. Let's grab this. Nope. That. That's what I want, but I actually want it polished. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks actually better. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. That looks better. And we'll just take that across. Good. How about over here? I think that'll be fine. All right, that there. Okay. And just that. Yeah. Oh, sure. There we go. Oh. I haven't decided yet. I may need to take that road. But yeah, see this here, so I could do something like maybe take like this right here, run it across here. there. All right, so we'll take that, run it across. All right, there we go. And of course, the trains are being butts. If I have to, I might need to move them out a little bit more. We'll see how the sign goes. Or I might leave that and then kind of do this. And then that gives me room to put maybe some lighted signs or something, like a lighted sign or something right here. Push this off. That. Yeah, because then I can put like a sign right here and all through here. And what do I do that? Let's take a look at the signs we have. Might have to be display signs. Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay. So yeah, get rid of the background. Text. 3 in glossy. How's that? Yeah, that looks good. There we go. Yeah, and then we just do the same thing over here. All right, here we go. Yeah, that looks better. And I just have to do along the top. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And then I just have to figure out the sign and put a design there. So that's by having it inward a little bit and not flat on the top. It gives it some more depth, so it looks better. I still need to figure out here. Figure that out. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. But yeah, so the building section here, we got all these Ficsmas decorations. I'm kind of curious. Does that go there? No. All right. So, bring up the snowball dispenser. Put it somewhere. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It would have been nice if I could have put it right on the front here, but it's okay. No worries. It's okay. Not that big thing. I like it over there where the trains are. It makes it look nicer. Like it's snowing. I might be able to eventually do something like here, depending on how I'm missing some. Oh, no wonder I'm missing the iron filled snow globe or the ornaments. That's what I'm missing. Large billboard. That's a little too. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Holy cow, that was bad. That looks better. That looks better. Let's see how. It's only I need to push it back further. Nope, actually I don't. That looks good, just like that. Oh, welcome back. All right, let's see. How do I want to do this? I asked my parents if I can get another 30 minutes. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Sit up a little bit so I stop yawning. All right. They said, okay, that's cool. Very cool. You got parents' permission. That's awesome. Very awesome. Let's see. Okay. So we got that there. Let's see, change color. Since I know that's, let's do this. All right, let's change the layout. Let's see what looks good. Yeah, we'll go with that layout. Let's see. Any other layouts, or is that all we get to choose from? Sorry if I keep yawning. It takes doing this kind of stuff, building takes a lot of mental energy. I even got my trusty drink here, and it sometimes helps. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out the layout I want. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that don't look bad at all. Oh, thank you. All right, so let's see. I feel like it kind of needs some kind of design here. It really does. I'm just curious what to do with this. Can we do this with anything? We can nudge it in place. Oh. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Let's see how far do I think about the same, I think. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I kind of like that. That's not what they're normally used for, but I kind of like that. Oh, yeah. Might leave that there for now. What do we do? Let's get the customizer out. Let's give it a chrome look. Since we are dealing with iron, it would have kind of a chromish look to it. Yeah, that's cool. Got the little lights along it. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Okay, why are you going diagonal? You should not be going diagonal. Why are you doing that? Okay, there we go. I got that one. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's looking better. But it feels like it needs some. Okay, let's take this up. Looks better. Yeah, it does look better, doesn't it? it did feel like it needed stuff. And this is interesting. I've never used this as I don't think it's a decorative type thing, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It adds something different to the look. Yeah, so it's kind of slowly starting to turn into a tunnel. Kind of. I kind of like it. Freaking trains being bullies today. But I do think we need something on the along here. Oh, hey, Megan's. Welcome on in. Glad you can make it. Yes, she is streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow in the morning, she will be streaming Grow a Garden, I believe, on her Cozy channel. And I think that's Cozy Gaming with Sarah. And after that, in the afternoon, about 1 p.m. Pacific, and that's actually, I think she's going 6 a.m. Pacific. 6 a.m. Pacific on her Cozy channel. At 1 p.m. Pacific, here on the main channel, we're going to be doing a community Fortnite. And she's going to be streaming that too. I'll probably be here, but you won't see me. She'll be the one on camera and stuff like that, but I'll definitely be here. You might hear me in the background. She is playing Fortnite tomorrow. Yes. She's streaming twice. Early morning for her Cozy channel, and then later in the afternoon for Fortnite here on the main channel. Yep, right there. Confirmed. 6 a.m. on Cozy. Yep, exactly. Yeah, tomorrow on her Cozy channel, she's doing Grow a Garden, and I think Sunday morning she does, I think it was plants versus brain rot, I think. She can confirm that. But yeah, now definitely tomorrow will be Fortnite tomorrow with Sarah at 1 p.m. Pacific here on the main channel. That's good. All right, well, that's definitely not going to stay like that. And it's, if you're coming to watch the stream and you'll be a little late, that's okay, Marlon. It's okay. We've had some of our people, some of our subscribers pop in like 10 minutes before it ends, stream ends, or sometimes they pop in right as it ends, stream ends. So it's okay. See, I didn't hear everything, but tonight's stream is up for a vote on what I'm playing. For Sunday. Now I'm confused. No cozy stream tonight. I'm having people vote between the Grinch or Bug Snacks. Oh, for next week. Is that what you're talking about next week? No, I should have used the comma. I'm having people vote for tonight's. Okay, so you are streaming tonight. You just don't know if it's going to be the Grinch or Bug Snacks. Got it. All right, there we go. And that looks better. Now I can always change that, so it's not quite a. I could change it maybe instead of a black mirror, change it to maybe a color if I want. But I kind of like that reflection like that. I like that. I really do. Obviously, this is going to need more work, but this is. I like this so far. This is pretty cool. Look at something here. Before yet. Yeah, it's kind of like a tunnel, but not. You're right. It might be, if it is like a tunnel, it might be like a very short tunnel because it kind of like or you could call it more like an entrance way into this big train station right here. So yeah, I mean, you could definitely look at it. It's kind of like a tunnel, but not. But it's starting to really take shape. Obviously, you got some design work I've got to do. Yeah, just trying to figure things out here. Yeah, there we go. Whoa. Train moving. Okay. Yeah, I like this. It's actually this is like a little what was it called? What's it called? A lookout tower. I like how that kind of. I could have flipped it around so there was a ladder you could climb up, but that's okay. I don't mind the ladder being hidden. It looks good on the outside like that. I wasn't expecting that. That looks interesting like that. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do this here. Probably the same thing I did for over there. Just turn it each way and go back. But yeah, I just need to figure out how I want to do this. How tall I want it to go. It will look like a building when it's done. You're absolutely right. Right? It's starting to take shape. That's one of the things I've always liked about like Legos and these types of building type games is I've always liked it to where you got a clean slate. You know, it's like there's nothing there. And I like how as you put things together, things start to take shape. And it's really cool. Yeah, exactly. If the tracks were gone, it would look just like a building. You're right. You're absolutely right. It would look just like a building. It really would. I don't know how this would work. Where is it? Is it under walls? Yeah, I think it's under walls. Here it is. I don't know. Yeah, that's... Yeah, it was a good idea. It's not gonna work. I like the idea of the auto walls. I think the only way I could probably make that work is if I went like... Put that back where it was. Why are you blocking place? What's happening? There we go. It's being finicky. Right there. Why are you going like that? I wonder if it's because... Yeah, there we go. That'll... If you go like... Where are you going? Why are you doing? Hate it when it's finicky. Something like this. Oh, yeah. Something definitely wasn't right. That one goes like that. That one goes like that. There we go. So we essentially got something like that. Rotate that one around. That one up. Come on, stop being so finicky and get in there. Come on. Why aren't you going in? Oh, wait, wait. Got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Yep, there we go. I got it. I got it. I'm gonna get this lined up here. It'll work. Yeah, I think it will. A little bit. Yeah, there we go. Get in there. Right, come on. That one out, and then put that right there. Let's manually test it. I kind of like that. I have to play with that a little bit, but I kind of like that. Yeah, should have watched that. Oh, it's on. We'll put this train right here. Let's bag it up there. All right, so the doors are closed. Cool. Oops. Meant to stop it first. That made it go like a speeding bullet. There we go. Got it. Go. That train left you in the oh yeah, they usually do. Yeah, they usually do. That one opens right. What is that? Okay. It's okay. This looks weird. I wonder if because it was partially opening or sensing the train. That could be. I kind of like that though. I have to try and hide this somewhere. I'm sure I could find something. I could find something. I'm not too worried about it. It's just kind of experimenting. You know, I don't put too many fine details until I get the main overall structure in place, because this could change. I might decide at some point I don't like it. But, you know, I gotta obviously do some kind of design here. Design here. But I do like how this is turning out. And so what I was planning on doing is taking this, and you'll get an idea of what I'm trying to do. So you get something like that. I'm not sure how probably the circle's gonna probably come down. So probably what I'd have to do is maybe take these out. For now, just take that off. Actually, yeah, second all these. You know, something like that. Of course, then cut it a little bit so you get a design here, so you get a nice circle all the way around. I might even leave that one in the back, kind of make it stand out. I haven't decided yet. Like I said, this is still kind of a work in progress. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Okay, Marlon, no problem. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm probably cutting the stream here in probably just a few minutes. Right now, I'm just kind of just messing around a little bit. I'll sneak my watch your other videos when my parents are asleep. No problem. But, you know, if you can, maybe don't sneak. Maybe get their permission first. You know, just say, hey, can I watch a couple extra videos? You know, maybe when you get a chance, you know, I mean, you can sneak if you want, but I think it's better if you get their permission first. You know, I mean, I'm just a very respectful person. So I think it's always better to ask. That way you don't get in trouble. I've done that. I was a kid too before, and I've done stuff like that and, you know, gotten in trouble. And I was always, at least that's how I was raised. You know, if you want to do something, just ask. You might be surprised by the answer. So yeah, no, I do appreciate you want to see our content. Definitely, we want you to watch the content, but you know, get your parents' permission first. You know, don't sneak behind their back. You know, and I think they'll find that they'll appreciate you doing that, and it's also like I said, it's very respectful. That you know when you do that, and like I said, you may be surprised with the answer. I don't know. Everyone's every parent is different, you know. Oh, hey Matthias, well, come on in. So yeah, every parent is different, but I just know that the way I was raised, my parents said, you know, if there's something you want or something you want to watch, whatever, just ask. You know, just, you know, you don't have to sneak or anything. Just ask, and Most likely they'd say, yeah, no problem. But it just depends on the content, stuff like that. You know, like I said, every parent's different, but I always find it better to get their permission, and I think they appreciate it better too. Because if you don't and they catch you, now you're in trouble, and then you might not be able to watch for a while, and you get punished. So you got a choice. You got a choice to make: sneak and get caught, and maybe get punished and get in trouble, or get their permission and get to watch, and then you don't get in trouble. So, me personally, I'd rather ask and not get in trouble, because I've been there before. So. And now that I'm much older, I don't have to ask permission to watch something. I just watch it. All right, there we go. So yeah, you kind of get an idea of what I'm going for. You know, and then I could even, if I keep that solid in the back, which I could do, then I could take out pieces of here for a design and maybe put lights and stuff like that. Now that might be interesting. That might be cool to do. You know, maybe still drop it down a bit. We'll have to see. We'll have to see, but it would be kind of interesting maybe to keep it that way, especially when you have, you know, if you got a train right here driving right on by, you get to see the design. So, but you see why I'm also wanting to maybe drop it a bit so I can see, well, even I could see it in the back there. I did it again. Luckily, it comes to a stop relatively quick. Yeah, so I might drop that for them, or I may not. I don't know yet. I mean, it's hard to say. Or I might cut this part off and go straight across into the build. I don't know. It all just depends as I go through, and it's like I said, it's a work in progress, and the design changes as I go. Like before I started this, I had no idea about this, so I decided to just plop it in and see what it looked like, and I actually kind of like it. So yeah, every design, every build is going to be different. So. There we go. Yeah, that looks better like that. Yep. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. You know, get this design here, and then eventually I'll have to work on these train tracks here. But it's looking really good, though. I mean, part of it might get blocked, you know, depending on what I do. I might keep it like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might even try to incorporate maybe some kind of way to hold the tracks up from the building itself. I don't know. We have to see. Depends, you know, because the way I've set the building now, if I came further out, it might be able to, could have been sitting right on top. But the problem is, if I came out, I mean, I probably could have, if I come out to maybe here before it starts to turn, then it could have, but it might have, I don't think it would have looked as good, because there wouldn't have been much room because where this ends. So yeah, it would have been nice, but I don't think it would have been possible. I don't think it would have looked that good. But yeah, and this, like I said, this needs a little bit of work here, but I do like these opening up. When a train comes through, I kind of like that. It kind of makes it look like a tunnel. That's kind of what I've been wanting to do, is some kind of a tunnel or entrance with using those. And that actually does look really good. Yeah, and I think what's happening is the way this is situated. Yeah, see, as it comes through, it partially opens up the other side. That's why it looked a little odd. So yeah, it was opening correctly. It's just when the train comes through, it's sensing it and it's opening up the other side. So I don't think there's really a whole lot I can do about that. How rude, run through me like that while I'm talking. Really? But yeah, I kind of like that. This I may change this a bit. I might change it to something else. We'll have to see. We'll see. But I overall I like the way these open up, except for when the train comes through. Like I said, there's not a lot I can do. I think the only thing I could probably do to get away with that is why can't I select that? Well, I'm sure I probably could. Yeah, like that. Okay. I was trying to see if maybe I could select it and then maybe move it a little bit. Like I could maybe move them, but then again, it won't be centered on the track like that. That would look a little. Yeah, I think that's probably about the best I'm going to be able to do. I have to play with this pillar design though. But we'll have to see. I have to see, or I might leave it. I don't know yet. I don't know. It just depends. It's just hard to say. But overall, I like how this is turning out. I love the way these railroad tracks look. I like how the Ficsmas Factory is turning out, the main headquarter building. Especially this design here is starting to really take shape. And how it's starting to give it a little look, and it don't look so freaking plain. You know, I like how it looks. Maybe get some lights under here. We'll have to see how it looks and how I want to do it. You know, we need maybe some more lights here. We need something under here for sure. Look at how dark this is. I mean, that's dark. But yeah, I mean, it's turning out really, really nice. Like I said, I'm probably going to cut it here just a minute or two. Like I'm going to cut it a little short today. Because you can tell I'm a little tired. And the fact that the rain's going to be moving in, I'd have to cut the stream short anyway. So, like I said, I do plan on a Sunday stream. Don't know what yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. Might be one of the new games. Might be some Fortnite. I'll have to talk to Sarah about it so we can figure out what to do. Because, you know, kind of make up for me not streaming on Thursday mostly. So yeah, well, I'll figure that out. I mean, I could do the Outer Worlds 2, try and make that up, you know, maybe, you know, advance that a little bit. Hard to say. But like I said, this is probably, I'll probably be putting this on hold. I'll still be playing it, but probably not on stream for a bit. I'll leave the factory running. I won't shut it off till after Ficsmas is over. Like I said, normally I would run, I keep focus on the Ficsmas stuff till the 18th of January. But because of the fact that they didn't really make any changes to it, I've showed most of everything that there is for Ficsmas right now. So especially for the console players, they can kind of see it and experience it. And then when they get in, they can experience it for themselves as well. So that's why I'm like, you know, since there's not much else to do with it, I figured I'll go ahead and I'll put it on hold for a while. Also, like I said, I'll keep playing it off stream, keep working on builds and designs and stuff like that. So when I do bring it back, once 1.2 comes out, then we'll be able to focus on the new content and see some of the things I've done off stream. Because I do know there is a content creator that does like the tour worlds, and I'm sure he's itching to get back in here to see what I've done. But yeah, that's why I want to keep working on it off stream. And then that way also, because sometimes it gets a little boring watching, just constantly dragging things up and down like I was doing for that, and it might even give people a headache, depending on the constant movement. So I think it's better that I do a lot of this stuff off stream. I mean, I could do some of the builds on stream, not a problem. Like maybe some of the finer detail work or stuff like that, but or some things that are really quick. But overall, when it comes to like trying to figure things out, probably better to where I don't have to do that on stream, because then I could take the time and focus more on it than trying to interact with the audience and try to figure it out. That way I could just focus on it, get a nice design, and then once I know what I'm going to do, then I can, definitely get the audience involved at that point. Once I have the idea, once I get it more locked in place. Because like I said, the design keeps changing, and it's better to focus on that. And besides, it's good to take a break too from it, since I've been doing it for a few weeks. And especially when I did that building over there, that took quite a few weeks to get that done. But the reason why I kept doing that on stream is because I had a plan. I knew what I wanted to do. Yeah, the design changed a little bit, but it didn't change that much. Unlike here, where I'm kind of trying to figure out how to incorporate that into that, and just trying to figure it all out. And it can be confusing at times trying to figure it out. But that one, I knew what I wanted to do, and so that way I could show off all the different techniques and stuff like that, because I knew what I wanted to do. Here, I'm still trying to figure it out. Playing with ideas and stuff like that. But overall, I'm definitely probably keeping this design. I just have to figure out what to do to make it look better. But I mean, I'm liking the look of it. It's looking really cool. But I still got to work on figure this all out too. So yeah, everything's turning out really good. I mean, it's looking really cool. The only downside, like I said, is the more I put in this area, the more my machine takes a hit for resources. Especially when I go over to that Ficsmas Factory, if you were here earlier, and you see it just kind of lagging a little bit. That's what happens, is because it's trying to get through it, and the frames per second are dropping because there's just so much stuff going on over there. So yeah, that's why I figure, since that's happening a lot, I figure that's why I'm kind of focusing more over here, and just referencing over there for now, and only going over there if I have to go over there, because of the fact that it lags pretty hard right over there. So yeah, so that's why I said I'm going to put this on hold after this week. Like I said, I normally do it till the end of Ficsmas, but because there's really not anything new, that's why I'm just going to go ahead and just put it on hold till 1.2. Focus on some of the other some other games, maybe try and get Outer Worlds 2 caught up. But I do know that Star Rupture is coming out January 6th. I'm excited for that. I'm definitely going to be playing that one. So that one might take the time slot of Satisfactory. So that's kind of why I'm going to be putting it on hold. And as for the schedule next week, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, since I know it is New Year's. I'll have to talk with Sarah to see what we're going to do for that. We might be taking some time off again, so we'll see how that goes. We'll figure that out, because we'll get our schedule out here in the next day or two. We'll figure it out and get that out. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here for the day. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you got value out of this content, please hit the like button. If you also enjoy the content and you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch and you haven't followed yet and you like the content, please follow there. If you've subscribed and followed, thank you. We do appreciate it. It does help us out. And just a quick update on the 500 subscriber party. We are still planning on that. We haven't forgotten. Sarah and I are probably going to be taking some time over the next week during New Year's, when we take some time off. We are definitely going to, I think we're definitely going to take some time off, because we're going to be focusing on getting the what we need to do for YouTube for hitting the 500 subscribers. So once we get that in place, and we're going to start planning the party thing that we're going to do, games, stuff we want to play, start, you know, once we do that and you see any content creators that we know that want to join us, have this big old party for hitting that. So we haven't forgotten about that. It's just with the holidays and everything, it just kind of put a small hold on that. But we are aware of it. We haven't forgotten. We are still going to be doing that. We're going to be getting things kicked off pretty soon. So with that, I'm going to stop my yapping and get on out of here. Again, I want to thank everyone for watching. We do appreciate you all coming and help support the channel. So with that, I'm out of here. This is Silvershade saying, gamers don't die. See y'all at the respawn point. Bye, everybody.